Hello, and welcome to episode of Todd Talks when Todd Talks people listen. This is the way of the Bionicle! Hopefully. I would love to follow the way of the Bionicle. Minus being the brick part. I don't think I could pull off the Lego look. So, today, we are talking about the death battle that just happened between Kai and Toa Tahu, the first ever Lego battle, the first ever stop motion animation death battle, and I lost. I know. I kind of knew. I mean, I did. I knew that, you know, that Toa Tahu had an uphill climb, especially with all the lore of Ninjago. I mean, just the history of Kai piece, if you recall my prediction video, was put anime characters to task. Anime! So I wasn't. I knew that there was a good chance that Tahu would lose. However, I did see a lot of people give reasonable arguments that he could win. And then I read the G1 blog, which, yeah, and they voted 20-0 that Kai would win. And I'm just like, guys, there was one abstention, but still. I was like, guys, give me a little hope here. I need a lot of hope in my life right now, and you're not helping. I will not break. I did not waver. I kept the faith. And in fact, one of my favorite parts of this episode, not only was that clearly the G1 blog took a lot of things for Kai that Death Battle did not, for one reason or another, but they did an excellent job making it clear that there's not just a lot going on with these two franchises, but this was closer than I think a lot of people thought it was. Especially when you get to Golden Armor, Tahu, and the Karate powers, and the scale of Matanui and Pterodax and all of that. I love that was a great scene. Boat Booster go, don't get me started on the fall of Terra Magnus, the betrayal of the original thing. It's like just listing off the lore. But going into the fight, like an actual fight animation, my faith did not wane. I remember saying, they didn't say anything that made me think that Tahu can't win. Just like, especially when we confirmed all the powers, and that again, shout out to the G1 blog. They actually did a debate about whether Tahu would get all the powers of the Krana that he absorbed in the final battle, but Death Battle's like, nah, you're getting them all, which probably was them saying covering them all their bases because they knew Kai would win. And because if he didn't get them, especially like say like the disintegration power, the healing power, and all that, Bionicle fans like myself would say, why? How would you not give him all the powers? It's specifically stated he gets all the powers, even though it is legitimately up in the air. Even Word of God, which they did use in the episode, stated there is some variability about whether it is he did get all 42 with the powers. Anyway, but I went into the fight knowing that there was still a chance. Like, they built it up to make it clear that Tahu had a chance. Also, for those who didn't do the research like I did, I hope you understand now that this wasn't just, hey, we got two fiery Bionicle characters. There was a lot of story parallels between Ninjago and Bionicle, including Kai and Tahu being perceived as the chosen ones for the greater masks and Geese, but no, they were there to help teach and to lead in other ways and to fight in key moments. And yes, Tahu did get his own golden mask in the end, but but Kai has had his own similar journey where even Lloyd could not compare. So, there was a lot going on here that even I was surprised by. I was like, oh wow, that's another connection that they have. That's really cool. So, all right, enough of the build up. Let's get to the fight. Shout out to Apartment D. You all absolutely crushed this. Like, legitimately, you crushed this. They are stop motion masters. They have been doing it for quite a while. They have their own series, which they showed in the one of the ad previews, and they crushed it. Like, this looked so good. it was I would love. I know they want. I don't want you to tell me Apartment D, but like I would love to know the budget on this because they did effects, all the more practical effects. Like even the Death Battle team was stunned. It was like, wait, that's all practical effects, and yeah, like, there's some things you could see like, oh yeah, that's practical versus digital. Like with Tahu's shield bubble, they obviously went bare bones on that, which I actually kind of appreciated because it's like I'm in a bubble, and that's what it looks like in the bubble. So, but then other things like turning the sand to glass, that was a really cool effect. The various fire effects they used, the way they got the characters to do some of their more fiery attacks was really awesome. The rising dragon was really cool. The color effects for the Nova Blast. I'm sorry, when I hear Nova Blast, I think Digimon. Nova Blast. So, uh, but there was so much to enjoy, and then they balanced it. There's multiple things about the battle that I can praise. Visually, very impressive. They used the Lego pieces very, very well. Second, the personalities. I liked the dynamic of Kai still being, the fiery, pun wielding hothead. Fire! And then Tahu, I will not break. That was really cool. But then he was having fun surfing on the lava balloon going up to space. Did we need that shot? No. It we kind of cool we got it? Yeah. Because at least he had fun before he died. The transformation into Toa Nuva was excellently done. I appreciated that. And just again, they used so many Lego pieces and Lego forms. It was really awesome. And then at the end, there was still like that part of me when he started doing Nova Blast. I was like, oh crap, Toa's about to die, and because I knew Kai would like maybe fly toward him and endure and cut him, and then he started doing the all his best attack with the Ninjago. Uh, but they framed it where they had like the cuts, the split screens of them like showing off their attacks. I'm like, come on, Tahu! I was screaming, come on, Tahu! Come on, Tahu! You got this! He didn't have it. I can't be mad. I mean, I can, but I'm not going to be. Bionicle legitimately is not something I've talked passionately about for a long time because it was a part of my childhood. It was. I was like 11, 12 at the time, and it filled a good portion of those next few years, and then it was gone. And yes, they had a reboot. By that point, I was in college and adulthood. Oh, adulthood, and adulthood sucks. Uh, but I am honored to have been a part of this in my own way, being a fanboy, defending Bionicle. Shout out to my buddy Ultra. We had fun with this one. He loved the episode too. So that if nothing else, we Bionicle fans had our moment in the sun before Kai melted the sun around us. I do appreciate how they did the breakdown with Toa getting one category. Speed was actually something that G1 blog said they were equal to. So again, that just shows you that even the G1 blog and Death Battle differ on how they interpret things and how they view things, which is fine. And G1 blogs have been wrong multiple times in the past. I was really hoping this, if they had lost, if Toa Tahu had won, and every single member except that abstention had the G1 blog was wrong, I would have laughed so hard. I would have gone to the blog and I would have written on the comments, blogs preceding unfortunate events or something like that. Alas, I cannot. But I also appreciated how even with the Nova Blast, which is Toa Tahu's best attack, and they used the word of God for like its scale power, they made it clear we've never actually seen them use the blast to that effect. It's never been used to wipe out a planet, wipe out all life on a planet, etc., etc. So I appreciated that because there would always be the debate. Well, Kai wasn't really doing this with the star; it was really the mega weapons of whatever. And like, even if you give him maximum power Nova Blast, it's not enough. And more than likely, he did not have a planet bursting attack, which they talked about, given how he needed the golden armor to wipe out all the Krata, and the Roxy and all of them. the both Bactas, there's the Bactas and the Rakshi and all of them. He needed something else for that, so the Nova Blast was not enough. So that makes sense in canon. So last Toa Tahu did not win. I did not win. I am what episode are we on this season? I've lost two. I know I've lost two. I lost Yuji Genji and I lost Toa Kai. But alas, I will not take this as a down point. I will not let this ruin my day. I have other things for that. But I will smile on my face. This was easily one of the best episodes of the season. It was also the longest episode. Oh, sorry, the longest episode battle. The longest fight of the season. It was 5 minutes long. I checked that out in the second run through. Everything else has been on like 4 minutes at most, I think. I'm thinking like Metal Sonic, Metal Sonic. But everything else, this was over 5 minutes long, which is impressive, especially since they went right into the battle for the third episode in a row, I do believe. And yeah, I appreciate that. I wasn't expecting that, honestly, especially when you think about stop motion, how long it takes to make it. They're just like, oh no, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do like a 5-minute death battle fight, and I'm like, yeah, go Apartment D. And the response on the Death Battle Discord has been incredibly positive for the fight and the episode it's overall. And there's already, hey, can we get Apartment D to do another Lego fight? Obviously, that'd be a limited pool, but life finds a way. We got Kai Toa Tahu, and who thought we would have gotten that in the year of our Lego lore 2026? And now, next time on Death Battle, I have a message for Sam Mitchell. I am not going ape. Okay? So, for those who didn't see it, during the Death Battle cast this past Tuesday, Sam Mitchell, one of the 4 heads of Death Battle, was said that I don't know what people are going to think, but I'm pretty sure when this is my Sam impression, I'm pretty sure that when I see the next time, they're gonna go ape, and then the next time itself, like the things I've seen them do for this, it's incredible. And so naturally, as a community, we were like, what was Sam meaning? What fight would it be? Could it finally be Lazan? It wasn't. It's Shadow versus Mewtwo. Ah. And I've seen some people say like, "Oh, this is it. The Shadow Mewtwo agenda is finally gonna happen. We're gonna get the rematch." And I would have bet any amount of money that it was not gonna be Shadow Mewtwo. It was gonna be something completely left field, just like we had just gotten with Kai versus Toa Tahu. But no, it's Shadow versus Mewtwo. Okay, I get it. And for the record, I'm not mad that we got a second Sonic character in this season. This isn't like what happened with the shonen characters where they were like stacked upon each other. It's been a good bit between Metal Sonic, Cell, and also Cell Metal Sonic is a completely different vibe than this one. So it's not even that kind of a thing. Shadow versus Mewtwo, in my opinion, the original one that they did season 3, season 4, is one of the worst death battle episodes ever. It has one of the shortest fights, if I recall correctly. It has one of the worst voice acting things, if I remember correctly. It was a sprite fight, but not even like a really impressive sprite fight, and they had done some really good ones by that point in time. And of course, the ones that come after, for those who come after. I understand why they're doing the rematch. This was one of the options on the Kickstarter rematch pool, if you recall, from which we got Master Chief versus Doomslayer. Shadow Generations added even more power to Shadow, so I understand that. And then Mewtwo's Mewtwo, one of the most iconic Pokemon ever. I'm just not sure that this did not warrant they're gonna go ape on it. No. I mean, if they're gonna go ape, Sam, they're gonna go ape because you built this up. You built this up like they're gonna go ape the next time, and I've seen things for the next time. My prediction, this is gonna be a 3D fight. So they're gonna like use the Shadow Generations model. They're gonna use one of the recent Mewtwo models. There's plenty to choose from, honestly, especially with Pokken Tournament. So they're gonna use the various good 3D models, like go full tilt, like what they did with Cell Metal Sonic, and they will make this a visual spectacle to redeem what happened before. There was nothing truly wrong with Master Chief Doom Guy outside of the fact that there had been new lore which completely flipped the matchup. Personally, I don't know if Mewtwo won the original. I don't know if that still stands. But I'll find out. I'll find out. So, yes, next time, rematch. Shadow versus Mewtwo. This isn't going to sustain me hype-wise like Bionicle did, but such is Death Battle Life. And with that, I will end this episode of Todd Talk. What did you think of Kai versus Toa Tahu? Does this give you faith that we could get more Lego matchups in the future? And what are your Lego matchups from any Lego franchise that you'd want to see pop up? I'm talking Legend of Shima. I'm talking, of course, Ninjago. We got, what are some of the other ones? I mean, Bionicle come back. Bionicle is here. Bionicle is here. We could get it back. We could bring it back. We could get a win the next time. I want to believe. So, and if not Lego versus Lego versus what? I've seen a Hero Factory. Oh, also forgot to mention. Shout out to Michael. He requested that I mention that with this new Shadow versus Mewtwo matchup, they're gonna have to top the custom track that was made, DN Apex, which does sound Metal as Cell. So we'll have to see if they can top that custom track. Go ahead and listen to it if you so desire. But yes, let me know what your thoughts on the future Lego matchups, and yes, what do you think about Shadow versus Mewtwo 2? Let me know in the comments below. So, I thank you for watching. If you made it this far, I know you were listening, and I'll see you around.